everybody, welcome back. It's Saturday, not Sunday or Friday, it's definitely Saturday. Oh yeah, it's definitely Saturday. It is Saturday. It is Saturday. And it's launch day today. We've got launch party. We've got loads of things to show you throughout the weekend. It's me all weekend, and of course, I'm not on my own. I do have the lovely Debbie Fisher with me, and I will pass you over to say hello to Debbie in a moment, who is a vision in white today. This morning, she came down the stairs and she looked like an angel. And she was singing.
Well, you looked. I am an angel.
You are an angel.
My halo slips a little sometimes.
I think that's probably fair to say. Yeah, let's be honest. Let's be honest. And Debbie and I are going to be here all weekend. So if you do have any questions or any sort of observations about the products that we've got, do let us know. If you've got any ideas about what you've seen some of the products, you think there might be another product that we've had in the past that might work really well, share it. Share it with all of your other crafty friends, so everyone knows get some ideas, get those creative juices flowing. Lots of people are messaging in to say hello. Sarah Brown says, hello again, everyone. Back for more fun with my favourite channel, CCTV People. Make you all feel so much better. Sorry, I've lost that for a moment. The screen just sort of...
I know, it moves, doesn't it?
And then I'm lost. Sending you all loves and hugs from Melbourne, Australia. Lois says, good morning, everyone from Ohio. And Teresa says, good morning from a rainy Laurel, Maryland, USA. Patty says, hi from a very hot and sunny Wisconsin. Very nice. Jeffrey says, happy Saturday, Becky, Debbie, and all the great and superstar CTV crew and all the folks that support Crafters Companion and those here today. Charlotte says, good afternoon, all my crafty lovelies from here in Herne Bay. Diane says, hello everyone, had a minute to finally pop in and comment. And Janice says, hi. Hi. Rhonda says, good day to you, Debbie, Becky, CCTV crews, Team Social, and all my wonderful crafty peeps from all over the world from a sunny, hot Oak Park, Chicago. It's quite warm here, so warm I've had to go and get a fan because I am a lady of a certain age. And I can't have it too hot. And it does get really warm because we've got so many lights. It's quite a big studio, but it does get really, really hot.
Well, it's 24 degrees on the...
Wow, it's scorcho is what it is. It is scorcho. Debbie, we're going to be talking all about the delicate lace creator cards, aren't we?
Absolutely. They are so beautiful. I'm going to start with showing you some samples because they are absolutely stunning. And then we'll go back to Becky to show you the boards and what you're getting because they are incredible. But look at this, being able to create that background there. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Showing two. I'm going to show you two of each design to show you the differences in what you could be making with them. And what you'll notice in one card, you've got a delicate sort of lace insert on that one, and this one is just the outside cutting edge, so just stunning. The different varieties of things that you can do with them, I'm going to be showing you some hints and tips with them, and different ways that you could be using them, and which you're going to absolutely, I just know, love that different in colours. We're going to be showing how to do an easel card and show different to this, but also a card of how you can cut it all out together. That is just stunning. Think of all the different invites you can do, your wedding stationery. This is probably my favourite example. This is from Lynn. She's made this beautiful card and I absolutely love that, leaving all the pieces in the background part, using that gold on that white, just that bohemian lady just goes beautiful with that. A great card, Lynn. This one, another really good one. This is from our Nicole, sorry. It's a beautiful freestanding card. You can see cut into one, just standing on its own, absolutely amazing. And that same die making that background, so our Nicola Armstrong's done this, another beautiful design. It's a bit of a mandala one going on with that one. It's just so pretty. I think people are going to love these, Becky.
I think they're really, really stunning. Lots of different usage for these. So in the showstopper that we've got for you today, you've got 4 different designs in here. They are really beautiful. I mean, you're going to be using them in so many different ways. So the first one here is your touchon lace. Torchon lace, torchon. This next one is your corded lace, and I do like the fact that you've got all of those different parts that you can just sort of mix and match those 2 different panels, and they look beautiful together, but separately they look really stunning too. This next one is your embroidered lace, which is really beautiful. Then if you saw the earlier show, you saw Debbie using this one, and obviously we've got all those little swirls in there that you could then use in other embellishments. And then finally this one, which is your Leon lace, which is your square one. This is £80 or $100. Platinum price is £64 or $80, and it is going to include a little goodie bag, not in a bag, but a little bag worth of goodies. We've got all sorts of things in here. I'll show you just a couple of them for the moment. So we've got this set, which has got your Just to Say. We've also got this as your birthday, happy birthday sort of balloon sentiment. And then this one here is your friend. Is this a 3D stamping die set? And then we've got things like that aren't upside down, which are from Say It With Flowers. You've got Dearest Friend. You've also got Happy Birthday in there. But you've got loads of other bits and pieces in here, lots of those chalkboard stamps in there as well. So a really, really great price. Everyone says it's very muggy where they are. And I always thought muggy was a British word. But apparently not, because there's a few people from the US said muggy and humid. I always think muggy sounds English. I don't know, who knows? Sandra Dundas says, Becky, I'm a lady well past that age and I cannot take the heat. You have my heartfelt sympathy. Yes, it is a bit warm here, but much, much better with a fan to my side. We all need a big fan.
Yes, we do.
I'm the biggest fan, Debbie.
Oh, I'm your biggest fan, Becky.
So what are you going to show us for the first demo?
Right, yes. Now, we're going to look at the beautiful corded lace. Beautiful design. In fact, I keep saying each one's beautiful. I haven't got a favourite because each one of them is a die in its own right that's going to look beautiful. It's just what's pleasing to the eye, what shape you want to use. What I love about this one, can you see the top of the die has a straight edge?
Oh, yeah.
Not the bottom.
Okay.
Which means you can stand them. So if you want a freestanding die, you can actually stand it on that flatter part. So I feel like it's all been thought about for you. Now the first thing I want to do is I'm going to make my entire card out of the die. So I've got a piece of our linen cardstock, just from one of our packs. I can't remember which one. And we're just going to place our die on top. So all I'm going to do to start with is use my first die. But what I want to do is I want to create it where the actual top of my die is, I'm not using it to stand on with this die. I want to use the top of this die over the top of my cardstock. So what I'm going to do is use this slightly different, and I will show you later on how we do another one to make it stand. But this time what I want to do is bring this in, but I don't want that cutting edge to go into my cardstock. So I'm just leaving that cutting edge right at the top there, and then all I'm going to do is turn that over, make sure that that's on there properly, and we're going to tape that one down. So each side of the die, I'm going to pop my tape. So we're just going to place it onto there, just making sure that that's completely stuck down. Now, what I also want to do, we're just going to double check so I can see that line of that die is coming across just on there, so it's not going to cut that out, it's just going to cut into my cardstock. And then I'm going to bring my dies in. Now, because I'm asking this to go through 2 pieces of cardstock, I'm just going to rotate my board there. I don't want to put my metal shim in yet, but I might need it on the second cut. So what I'm first of all going to do, just use my base cutting mat. I'm going to use my plastic shim, my magnetic and my top plate and send that through. So the first thing I'm going to do is offer that into the mouth of the machine. As that goes through, I'm going to be listening to how that's cutting. I can hear my machines working. When I know that's gone through, like there, I'm going to then press pause and reverse. So that's going to reverse it out. So I'm going to see then if that's cut. Now the reason I do that is if you was to replace your metal shim in straight away, what's going to happen, it's going to warp your cardstock, and I don't want my cardstock warped. So now if I turn this over, let me take my tape away. I can take that away because my card is embedded into that die at the moment. So if I bring that in, can you see just sort of here could do with an extra additional cut. So you could just pop that through, or you can then add your metal shim, which I'm going to do. Now by adding your metal shim, we haven't got one, there it is. I've only got your material ones down there, Becky. By adding your metal shim, and I'm just going to do it where Becky hasn't done those deep cutting.
Oh, I'm getting into trouble here, aren't I?
We're going to pop that in there and then run it through. But the reason being is because we want to make our entire card blank. If you put the extra shim in first, Becky, it will warp the cardstock because it stretches it too much to start with. By die cutting it first without the metal shim, it stops the warping because it's just putting that maximum amount of pressure down. So once we've done that, I know that that's going to cut that out beautifully. So let's pop those to the side and then let's just give those a tap. So I can see all of that's cut through and we're just going to give that a tap just to get all of that out like so. Now that will all have cut out. Let me just turn that over. All you're going to do is just poke, see all of those bits. In fact, it would probably just be quicker to sort of use my finger now. Oh look, that's good. Just run your poke it all over it. It's just flicking them out. Flicking them out. I like that. And actually, I've got a die brush, could just use that as well. So whatever your choice is, just to take those additional pieces out. Now, in, I was going to say wake up call, we're not in wake up call. We're used to doing a launch in the week, Becky, that's what it is. Once you've got all those pieces out, the reason I didn't want to put my middle die in, because I don't want my middle die to cut through both those pieces. Still got some in there as well. So let's just do all of those, make sure we've got all those out. Now what we're going to do is open up our card because we've now created that card front. The card will stand both ways, the wind's blowing it, and it will stand upwards as well. But we're just going to open that up and place our die on the inside now. Because if you was to do that in one go, it's going to cut through this bit, and I want that to be my base, so I don't want that to cut through. So all we're going to do with that one is we're going to now run that through, creating that creator card in the center. So I'm just popping it there. I'm not going to use any tape, only because our tape can be a bit sticky. What I would say is if you're not completely sure, do one at a time so you know you're not moving it. So I love our plastic shim now. Look, you can see that really clearly. Nothing's moved at all. Just going to pop that down and then pop our next one over the top and then run that one through. And that's going to cut that out. If you want to use your low-tack tape, what I would suggest if you're using ours, just put it onto your skin for some of your oils or on your clothing, just to take a bit of the tackiness away. Because actually what you'll be doing is placing that low-tack tape onto your intricate die cut. And because we're using a coated cardstock, the core of this is white. So I'm just going to pull that off really carefully. Look at that. Oh. I mean, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love these dies. So think about all the different party invites you can do, wedding stationery to make these. Now the next thing I want to do, I'm going to bring in some extra bits. So what I've already done with just my nesting dies, I've just cut and I can't remember what it's called, and I'm going to have to be honest. Is it the first compendium, I want to say, with the gold? It was the gold and cream folder. This is the stamp that was out of one of them. So I've just stamped, have the best birthday ever. These little bunting, I have to say, have become my new go-to. I'm using them all the time. If anyone doesn't recognise them, they're in your Sarah birthday box. And I love them. I just think they're really classy, look amazing. Oh, excuse me. I got bubbles. That was from those fizzy fish. And then all we're going to do, and so what I've done with my nesting dies, just my oval nesting dies, I've cut out an oval. This one I've actually just scruffed up the edges with my scissors and put some ink around it, because what I want to do, I want this to be on the inside, so we want that beautiful message on the inside. But I also, I mean, you would be able, it doesn't matter that you can see it through, but I want it to look a bit more professional. So what I'm going to do is lay another one inside, so you've just got that white coming through.
Lovely.
So all I'm going to do with that one is bring in my dotty tape pen, and we're just going to go into those edges. See, this is why it's not always good to use this on. And you know, I'm showing it so you can see, but sometimes the dots take off that backing of your. Can't think what it's called now, Becky.
Linen cardstock. Linen cardstock.
That's it. Yeah. So it's not always the best. So if it starts to take the backing off, don't worry, it just means going over it a little bit more onto that white surface. And sometimes we don't actually realise that we've got a backing on our linen cardstock. That's our normal one, so let's pop that onto place there. I'm just going to take that away because I want to then burnish that down. And there we go. So all those dots, just make sure you burnish that down really well. And then we're going to pop this one on the inside. So that gives us a nice insert into our card, and you'll have lots of messages and stamps and dies that you'd want to use on the inside of that. So we're just going to pop that onto there.
What colour did you use for stamping that?
For the fuchsia, but I use the pigment.
Oh, okay.
Pigment gives them more chalky, and it's a lighter sort of pink. I love the pigment ink pads for stamping. Then we've got that bit, and then all I've done is I've created a little daisy from our daisy collection, and I'm going to keep this really simple. So we're going to pop this onto the top. So let's use my tape pen to just pop them on. Again, just using that dotty tape pen down those edges, and we're just going to pop that on to the side. We're keeping this really nice and simple, and also don't overload your front, because actually what I've done is I've used a piece of card that's and die cut into it that's not going to have that added strength. So we're going to put, let's pop birthday at the bottom there. So let's just pop that there just at the sides, and then we've got our happy. I'm only putting it at the edges, I'm letting it bow a little bit just to give that definition, and we're going to put our happy just above like so. And there you go, you've got your freestanding. I'm going to pop that on a piece of card because otherwise it will slip. Our beautiful card, and that can be made out of just one die. And if you think you've got the 4 dies, each one of those can be made into that card.
Fantastic, lovely. And do all of the dies, or the dies that have like a flat end?
So some of them, let me just show you them.
I suppose some of them are square or rectangular anyway, aren't they?
Yes, but some of them, let me show you the square one. So so here we go. So you can see the round one, if I bring this out, the round one, it's hard to see there, it's better to see on here. Can you see it's more straighter across the tops here, where it's rounder on the edges? So you've got sort of a squared base and bottom on that one.
Okay.
And on the, I'm sure it's the square one, yes, so on this one, you'll be able to see, look, can you see the flat edges along the top?
Oh, yes.
But there's not on here.
Ah, yeah.
So yes, so they've all got that mechanism that allows them to make those card blanks out of them.
Fantastic. Oh, that looks brilliant. Really, really liked that. Lots of people enjoying what you're making. Emma says, is the Sarah Signature, is it the Sarah Signature birthday celebration box that you had that little, happy birthday?
It is, yes, that was in there. I just use it all the time. It's just a brilliant die, that one.
Yeah.
And it just seems the right size to put on your makes. I absolutely love it, especially for your smaller cards. That just works really well. But it's those bunting dies that are in there, and I love them. I keep using them. I'm a bit of a creature of habit, Becky, which is not always a good thing.
No.
And I go to the same things time and time again, and that's definitely one of them.
I think we all do that, don't we?
Yes.
Loads of people saying beautiful card. Lois says beautiful card. Diane. Lynn Morton said absolutely beautiful, Debbie. Thank you. Rosalind says it would make some nice table place settings. It would, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I do have a question from Rhonda, who said, as the fan's on, can you show us how to use the wax seal? We were just talking about it at
I was just talking about it, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I hadn't realised until yesterday? Someone was talking about in the office, and Liam was in the office and said, well, Debbie, it's never going to be forgot because it's standing proud in the corner. It is in the office. It's probably the only demo that's never been put anywhere else other than standing in there.
Oh dear. We have to try these things out, though, so we do it especially for you. Now, if you were watching that and you did think, oh, I'm going to struggle to get all those little tiny bits and pieces out of that die, we've got a deal for you. So we've got our die brush and the foam pad, with also the extra replacement die brush. You're right over there.
I was actually thinking, that's not a very good sell when I'm banging my dies to get the bits out and you're selling a brush to take the bits out.
Exactly. Would you like
want it quickly done?
Do you know, I don't have one of these.
It's brilliant though.
So I thought, I've got something else that works just as well. I'll use my hairbrush. Let me just say, it doesn't work. Okay, so this is what you need. So you've got your dye brush here with one of those little brushes on there, as well as a foam pad, and you've also got some replacement brush heads here. £4.99, £9.95, platinum price £3.99 or $7.96. Don't do what I do and try to use a hairbrush. It doesn't work.
And it ruins your hairbrush.
And it ruins your hairbrush. And that's why I've got little bits of die cut in my hair. It's not a fashion statement, it's just where I brush my hair. I do love people. The other thing we've got is our intricate tools collection. So in here, in our bundle, we've got some Centura Pearl card. This is our Snow White with a hint of silver, I'm thinking. Hint of silver? Yeah, I was right. Well done, Becky. You've also got some low-tack tape, 3 sets of low-tack tape, all in dispensers. You've got your poke tool. We've got the replacement brush heads as well as the dye brush and the foam mat. And we've also got, it's not dotty, it's just straight, but you'll still need loads of these. You've got a tape pen in there. So that big bundle of all of those bits and pieces, those tools as well as that card, is £17.49 or $29.49. Platinum price is £13.99 or $23.59. So great item for you to have. Now we do have the launch without the bag. So we did have this little gift bag with some bits and pieces inside there, lots of stamps and dies in there. But if you did just want to go ahead with just the die set here, this 4 set here, that's £50 or $58 or £40 or $46.40. Now in there you're going to be getting all of those dies that you're seeing on the show today. Each one comes with an outer die and an inner die to create all of those beautiful shapes. And obviously having a selection of different shapes, you've got that sort of almost like a hexagon as well as an oval, square and a rectangle, makes that really sort of well worth having that in that complete collection. To show you again on the boards, just so you can fully see how good they look, you can see these ones here. So this is your torchon lace, which is the lace that you make with bobbins. I'm well versed in lace making now. This one is your corded lace, which is made with cords. I don't know, I think it's knotted. You use like a cord to knot it. Embroidered lace, the name's on the tin, yeah. And Lyon lace is traditionally made in Lyon. That's what I reckon anyway. Evelyn says good morning from beautiful Colorado. And Sandra says, perhaps Debbie could do a masterclass on wax seals.
Well.
Wait, watch this space, that's all we're going to say. You never know.
Right, should we get back on with the die cutting?
Yeah, right, okay.
Die cutting's much more my thing. Right, the Lyon lace, another beautiful design. Love this one. I'm going to show you, we're doing a bit of a twofer again. We're going to do 2 cards out of this demo. So first of all, we're just going to cut into our white cardstock. So I've got our multi-purpose cardstock. It's 300 GSM, and we're just going to die cut both parts in. Now again, if you wanted to do them separate, you can, but I'm just going to cut both of these pieces in at the same time. So I just need to make sure that each piece, just a tiny bit over there, is taped onto each piece, and then I'm just going to put a little bit just to hold it onto the card so it doesn't slip in the machine. And then we're going to die cut that one out. And again, it doesn't matter how you die cut it, we're going to place that into there. I'm going to run that through and then just bring that back out again, just so it gives that additional cut, because I am asking the machine to cut over a lot of cutting points in that die because of that middle section. And the reason sometimes it doesn't put all that pressure, if we normally cut a whole create a card die, it would cut first time every time. But when we're adding in another die, you've got almost a ridge between, and it makes a difference with the cutting. So always give it that try. So actually that's cut out beautifully. So let's take those pieces away. So that one, and then our other one just on that side. We were saying about embossing them this morning. You could emboss your dies and that would give that even more extra layer. But what I want to do is just to take these out, we're going to give this a tap just to get all those dies out. And I'm going to take out this layer. I only want to take this middle part out. So let's pop that to the side. And I want to also make sure that all these pieces are out. So let's bring in that die brush right next to me. And I'm just going to make sure, I'm just using my hand. I have a little bit of a phobia for foam. So I don't use my, I don't like the feel of foam. So I don't use my foam sheet. Yeah, I don't like the material of foam. So I'm just using my fingers to take them out, and then I'm just going to use my pokey tool to pop these ones out.
If you're using one of the blending tools, you know, those little blending sponges.
That's a different type of sponge, but actually I try not to touch them.
Right, okay.
Raw sponge, dish, like if you've got the scourers, dish scourers, that sponge on there, it's horrible. And I never would wash with a sponge, that's horrible texture. I'm really a funny girl with textures. I'm like that with food as well. Like I like the mushroom taste, but I can't eat a mushroom because of the texture. So yeah, I'm just a strange girl. Just very strange. Right, so you've probably already spotted it in the corner there, but I'm going to bring in some ink into these. Now the reason I've left this is because I want this whole effect. So let's bring in, I've got my pigment ink pad. I love the pink in this because it's got that opaqueness about it. I'm going to pop this to the edge, so just like so. So I've got roughly the same amount going around there, because not only do I want my inside gone through, I also want to have that outside edge. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is literally, I'm going to dab this on to inside, just going through here. And I'm just doing little circular motions because I don't want that to pull or stretch. I just want to get that maximum amount of ink going through that middle section. And also what that's doing, it's also adding a bit of colour to my middle section as well by creating that beautiful frame. So it's a really nice way to use these dies. Excuse me. So Becky, you're doing more paper crafting. Have you got anything that you found that you're really liking?
I'm trying to do more stamping because I've always been a bit nervous about stamping, and I think it's because when I first when I first started doing papercraft, I've got you've got an ick on foam. I've got an ick on sentiments. I don't like relationships on cards. I don't like, so I would always I wouldn't put anything on, any kind of sentiment on a card when I was doing things at home. So stamping sentiments is something that I haven't really done before, or haven't done so much. And I think we have so many ink pads that actually, when I first started, I didn't really know what I was buying, what I needed, and what was the right thing to do. So I spent a lot of time over the last few weeks playing around with all the different ink pads and all the different things you could do with them. And it is really quite eye-opening, because before I just had a black ink pad, that was it. I didn't have anything else. And I'm just always amazed by, every time I come in and I watch a show and I see people using ink pads in different ways, I'm always quite, I can't wait to go home and have a go on that. But it's one of those things that I've got to clear away all my sewing stuff to get started on all my papercraft, or have a different room of the house. So papercraft room, sewing room, general craft room, kitchen.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, it would be lovely, wouldn't it? I think that's the thing I've been doing the most of, stamping layly. And I love, there's the little penguins. I love stamping and colouring. There's an immense amount of joy that comes from colouring. I'm really enjoying doing that.
Right, so let's move that away. Look at this. We've now got a completely different look. So, and don't worry if you've got anything over it, because we're going to be doing something with that in a little while. But that in itself is just stunning. And then if we take this die out, Becky, I'm just going to use let me just grab myself some kitchen towel, just so we don't get too much of a mess or get it on our die. We're going to actually just wipe this away a bit. So we can take this out. So let me just wipe my dye. Your ink is not going to affect your dyes at all, but if you are using, say, a baby wipe or washing the ink off, just make sure that they are thoroughly dry before you put them in your packets.
Okay.
And then all I'm going to do is very gently just lift that from our dye, and then we have this amazing middle section.
Wow.
Of our dye, which looks absolutely beautiful. Now, because I've used a pigment ink, I would either heat emboss that so it makes it a tile, or just make sure you let it dry. So I've got one that's already dry, exactly the same. So we're just going to bring that one in. Let me just move all that ink so we don't get pink ink on everything, and clear that up as we go along. And then what we're going to do is bring this one in and start matte and layering up. So at the moment, I'm really big into layering cards. So what we've got here is I've got just a piece of mirror card. We've got that amazing mirror pad on the show. That would look lovely. It was in the Play Your Cards Right this morning. But I'm going to use this for the base, so it shows that mirror coming through on there.
Nice.
Which is just going to give it that even more special look. And then we're just going to start layering all our cards up. So let's start with my scrap piece of card and my dotty tape pen, and all I'm going to do is just go into that middle section so we can attach our mirror cardstock, just like so. And all I want it to do, I'm not worried about it being too straight, as long as it covers that middle section. Take that away, and again, just burnish it down. I'm really big on keep burnishing anything that's been glued down, like so.
I think that's something that's easy to forget to burnish.
Yes.
And it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It makes a really big difference, because especially if you're using the dotty tape pen, because you might find that there's a space where your dots haven't adhered to, or if you haven't stuck them down properly, any heat is just going to get underneath and bring it up. And the last thing you want to do, and unfortunately I've had many cards sent by people, lovely cards that they've gone to all that trouble to make, and then it's fallen apart because I've put it over my radiator, or it's been near some heat, or it's summertime. I mean, my birthday's right bang in the middle of summer, and it's quite warm. So the last thing you want to do is to not have that card on show that someone's took all that time and effort to make. So just so that you would think is put down, so most people would stick that and think that's fine, but I always go in and burnish the back. And it just makes sure that every single dot and tape and adhesive will stick onto there, and there's no way that would come away, no way at all. So I've put some pearlized black cardstock onto there, and then I'm going to pop that again onto the black. So I like to have all these different mediums, different colours, different mattes and layering. I'm a big matte and layerer. I just think it really adds depth to your card, draws your eye into that centerpiece, even though you don't really need anything drawing your eye in, and then that's a beautiful die, isn't it? And also, you could make your card thinner, because I am making this, it's quite a thick card. So what I would say is, if you wanted a thinner card, gut the inside out, use nesting dies and just make frames around the edges. Or you could use your metallic pens to go around the edge if you want some extras. And then I'm going to add this green in, because we have got some foliage to put on the front. So, and I've done it out of this beautiful light green card. So we're just going to tie that all in. Let's pop that on there. So it's just giving us that little edge all the way round. And then we're going to pop that onto our card. And again, I'm trying to use all my card blanks at home. Since I've moved, I've found all these card blanks, Becky, that I've got in my stash. I've got some of these scalloped edge card blanks. Oh, yeah. So I thought, oh, there do. We'll use those and start just framing all of our cards with those. So just popping that just like so. And again, I'm just going to go on the inside and just burnish that in. And that way I know that that's all fully stuck onto the front of that card. So let's turn that round, and then let's bring in some of my additional pieces here. So I've got some of those green. I've just used the leaves from, I'm trying to think what these are out. I've got a feeling they might be out of Sarah's Say It with say it with flowers.
Okay.
So we're just going to pop them on there. Just going to again use some of these. In fact, I'm going to keep one of those, and we're just going to take that apart. And let's just pop those glue dots on there. Again, you could use your tacky glue. So let's pop these into place. I think we're just going to pop these on. Let's put them at the bottom here. So let's have that going down, one coming here. And then I've just got some additional little spikes here. I love this die cut. Again, these were from one of our collections. I've got a feeling they were from, I want to say it was something vintage, but I can't remember what it was called now.
They're
no, it
pretty,
wasn't. Oh, it was not vintage. Like a shabby chic range, but I don't think it was shabby chic. Someone will know where these are from.
Someone will message in, I'm sure.
Someone will message in, yeah, absolutely. And then we've just got one of our flower dies, which I'm just going to pop in the middle there. And then I've got a little, so this one, I had loads, so I hope you've kept yours. With our, we did the pads, the make and send pads, and I have so many of the little pop-out pieces, and they're great to use. Make sure you use those sentiments because they're going to go great on these sort of cards that you can just reuse. So all I'm going to do is pop that across there, like so, and that one. I don't want to cover it up too much, just making sure that's straight. There we go. Oh, and I haven't finished. So let's bring back in these ones here because I said we're going to do a twofer, didn't I? So I've just got, so I'm going to pop that to the side, show you that one fully in a minute. I've then we've got our, this is dry now, so this has gone really beautiful. And then out of craft cards, so that's your new best friend, it's amazing. I've cut another one of those out, so in the craft card. It means we can then lay this back on, it just means you've got to find it, there we go, just like so. About there, a bit further down, but that will fit perfectly onto the middle. So we've recreated not only that beautiful stencil, but a whole new look to our card. So let's pop this card together as well, because the one thing you don't want to do, you don't want any waste.
No.
You want to be able to use every bit up, and this is just a gorgeous way of having that ink through design, but it looks really different. The other thing that's great with it also, people will look at it and wonder how you've done it. They won't believe you've made it. They'll think you've bought it from somewhere. So let's pop that one back in. And then just like so, oh, turn that round. Pop that, there we go, just about there. Getting it back up, lined back up is, that will do. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's turn that over again using your scoring tool. Burnish that all down, then that won't come away. And then we're just going to matte and layer this one up. So let's just do, oh, come to the end of my, have I? Yep. Well, let's grab another
Those colours, using the craft card with that raspberry kind of colour, it's like raspberry ginger
oh, that
biscuits.
one's at the end as well.
Oh.
They're all running out.
Everyone keeps
sorry.
putting them back in on the counter when they've used them up.
Sorry, Becky, say that again.
Using the craft card with that sort of raspberry pink, it's almost like sort of raspberry gingerbread, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just beautiful.
Or sugared almonds or something like that.
Yeah, it's such a lovely, and it's funny, isn't it, how we call craft card lovely cardstock, because really it's stemmed from sort of packaging.
Yeah.
And sort of, what's it called? It's not mount board, it's, they call it something, don't they, with the board, like something board. It's gone right out of my head. Where it's like thicker, it's like cardboard, but it's called something board. It'll come to me later, someone might know. And they use that a lot now in die cutting as well. So, and I love craft card. I think it's, it adds something a little bit special.
Yeah.
It can look, make sort of quite a dull card into quite a shabby chic looking card. So let's just pop that onto there. So I've done a nice big 8x8 card blank. So we're just going to frame that one. And then again, do a very similar thing. I've got another a bigger flower on this one because we've got a bigger card. And then we've got some extra little pieces here. Let's pop those into play. So again, just bring in our tape pen in.
Lillian Kwok says grey board.
Grey board.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is, grey board. Yeah, which is another really nice medium to die cut. Yeah, that's become really popular as well. And again, was just a packaging material. But yeah, it's nice to have all these extra pieces. So we're doing something very similar, but just using our different die cuts and our foliage. Another one I use a lot of is the daisy collection. It's just the flowers in there are just beautiful and so easy to put together. So let's pop that one going at the bottom. And then just our daisy in. And again, I've just used from one of my favourite pads. I've got a little especially for you on there.
Aww.
And we're just going to place that. In fact, let's just pop a little bit of foam pads. Oh, found some bigger walls, bigger ones. They were already there unless Jake went and got them for me. So
Did you get your glasses?
Forgot my glasses, no. But it's not this I need it for, it's the colouring later.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I must remember them later. And
We
if
were
I
chatting
don't-
too much at the break, that's what
We
it
was
was.
really chatting a lot, wasn't we? Right, let's just pop that going across, like so. And there we go. So out of those two cards, by stenciling through and creating this one, we've then got our secondary card with the one that we've stenciled through. Both have a really beautiful look, but both slightly different. And there we go.
Brilliant. Oh, I love that. That's great. So these are using our delicate lace creator cards that we've got on. We've got a showstopper deal, but we also have them just individually, so you can buy them as a group of 4, or you can buy them with the mystery bag full of goodies. The price for this is £50 or $58. Platinum price is £40 or $46.40. And in each one of those, you're going to get 2 different dies that complement each other. So one does the sort of inner part, one does the outer part. But you can see they are super, super intricate, and you'll be able to use these in lots of different ways. If I show you again on the board so you can properly see what we've got. This is your torchon, I know, torchon lace, which is a lace that you make with bobbins. You know, when you see the ladies in it doing like this with the bobbins, and that's the kind of lace. This is your corded lace, which is when you use a cord and you do it like this. Then this is your embroidered lace, which is when you've got embroidery and you do it like this. And then this is your Leon lace, where you make the lace in Leon. Really, really beautiful, all those different shapes and designs in there. They are absolutely beautiful, as you saw from the earlier show. Great for using all times of the year, including Christmas time, and obviously we're planning for Christmas. Christmas is just around the corner. Now it's been our birthdays, Debbie. It's almost Christmas, so it's time to start looking and getting ready for all your Christmassy makes. Lots of people loving what you just made there. Alison Lee says, I didn't think I needed these dies, but having seen the last demo, I've bought them. Michelle Knits For You says, hello. Charlotte says, it's gorgeous. Rhonda says, the best compliment ever is when someone asks you, where did you buy that? Thea says, I just bought the collection. I could not resist. I'm not surprised. They are absolutely beautiful. We're going to give you the opportunity to check out your baskets, and we will see you in a couple of moments.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What did she do?
Exactly
What
how
did she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those three people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away, we're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hello everybody, welcome back. We are talking all about the Delicate Lace Creator Card collection that we've got on the show today. We have it as a showstopper when you buy all 4, and you'll also get a goodie bag, and you can also buy all 4 without the goodie bag if you don't need that. Loads of people are loving what we've been doing. Rosalind says, you guys are making it so difficult with all these new launches, but I haven't hit the button yet. What's it going to take? That sounds like a challenge there. We're going to make Rosalind hit the button. Linda says, wow, Debbie, those 2 cards are fantastic. I love the idea of inking them and using the waste parts. It's a really good idea, because I think, then things take, half the time, don't they? You make 2 cards in the time that you're going to be doing 1. I think that's a really great way of doing it. Really loving Debbie's demos is what people are saying. Everyone's loving you, Debbie. What are you going to be doing next?
Right, so still sticking with some craft card actually. I'm going to do an easel card, but we're going to show you a slightly different way of how you put that together. Now what I have done, I've got some linen, from our 12 by 12 linen cardstock. I just had some scraps in my base, so I've just cut myself. It's a 3 by 3 inch, which is going to fit that middle section. And then we're going to, don't need that bit, just going to go for this piece here, which we're going to use to die cut it out. So I'm going to use the square. Let's go back to that beautiful square. So our Leon lace. And then let's cut that. Now, I don't need to use both pieces together. I just want that frame cut out. And the reason I have created this one, my 3x3, I've just used that to go on the inside of there, just like so, which is going to fit perfectly. So it's almost like creating our own creator card in that inside bit. And this is our frame, but it keeps that inside bit intact. So let's give these a die cut. Right, pop this onto here. And thank you so much for all your nice messages. Dies really are my thing. I absolutely just love working with dies. I just think they spark the imagination, they get you crafting better than you can imagine that you thought you could craft. And I just absolutely love die cutting. And there is a thing that we say quite a lot, and everybody has said it in the past, is that die cutting is not what we love, because it's the creativity that we want to get onto. But I also think actually die cutting is what we love, because I sort of understand that we want to get onto being that creative person. This just shows you a good example. So this is moved, so I didn't tape it down. So it's probably best just to tape it down. But if I bring it out, look how beautiful that die is. It doesn't really matter. It just means that my frame is slightly wonky, but the one I've done at home was much more perfect. So we're just going to switch over for that one. But I love that it does all these extra bits. It's just such a pretty die, this one. And then we've got our one here, which cuts out totally. So yeah, I totally understand about the die cutting is probably not what we love. It's the rest of it. But actually, when you get dies like this, you just fall in love with die cutting all over again, because there is so much that you can do with them. So just giving these a tap. Taking this out, a little tap. Yeah, I was giving it a big tap, wasn't I? Yeah, big
Don't let
tap.
Leanne hear or see you.
Don't tell Leanne.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Got
Leanne said
now?
it's okay. Leanne said it's okay. From the back, yes.
Okay.
So pop out all those bits. You don't want to see me doing that, so I'm just going to bring in my one here. And then we've got our piece that we cut out. So we've got our mat and layering over the top. So just those two pieces. Dies have come a long way. Not only are they more robust than they used to be. I mean, I remember having dies like this, which some of these bits would be, they wouldn't be in a base like this. They'd be free, like so you could see through them. So you would damage your die because they would bend. I think dies now, because they're encapsulated in that base die, so you can't see through them. Years ago, they used to do dies where you could see all those intricate lace weaving. So they were very different, and we wouldn't want you to damage your dies. But because of that hard base, you're not going to damage your dies. So yeah, it's absolutely fine to give them a little whack, a wee whack.
A wee whack.
Yeah, wee whack. Right, the other thing I want to do, I've brought in another one. So I've done two of these. So we're going to stick these together. So because I want to create an easel card, instead of having, now what we would normally do, you would fold one in half, then put another layer on that bit to create that easel, and then create another one to create the base. So you'd have that bit, one folded down, and then the bit that sticks on top. So I think you're with me on that if you know what an easel card is. But I actually just want to make this easel card. I'm so sorry, Bubbles. It's those fizzy fish. I just want to make our card out of two pieces and keep it quite robust. So the first thing I want to do is to take our middle pieces, and we're going to stick them onto the base. So again, just being really careful, because I've got that textured cardstock, and I want to be able to make sure we're not taking that coating off. So just across there. While I've got that there, I'm going to do the other one, so we can stick these into position. Now, something we don't often thinking about using, because we use it for so many other different mediums, is acetate. So we would think to use acetate to make shaker cards and to layer these maybe onto to make it more rigid. But actually, acetate's so good when you're using it for lots of different elements. It's great for your, if you want snowflakes that look like they're dangling off the top of a card or off the top of a box. So all sorts of things like that. But it's also great for using on these cards to make your easel cards. So just making sure I've got my base there covered. Turn it over again. burnishing those down. So we've got our two pieces there. So one's going to be my base, one's going to be my actual easel part. So what I have done, take yourself a piece of acetate, and then I've already done one, so I'm going to show you the measurements. So the measurements that I've done this are 6.5, and I've scored it at 3.25 and 6.25. So we've got this fold here and a fold here, and it's also by 2.25 inches. So I've done that by 2.25 inches widthwise. And then when you fold them, what you want is you want to put your red liner tape. I've already put this one on the outside here, and then on the others on the outside here. And what we're going to do, this, can you see straight away I've created that easel. So
yes.
this base piece is going to fit. Oh, let's take that piece out of the way. This one is actually going to fit onto my base, and because it's acetate, you can't see it underneath. So if I turn that over, you can see that's going to stick there, but you can't see it. Once I take my tape off, you won't be able to see it. And then this piece is just going to sit on top of that easel card. So it's just a nice way of doing something a little bit different. Now, what you do have to make sure you do is when you, in fact, I'll do this first of all so you know what I mean. So the first thing we're going to do is just take that bottom piece away. So let's just take my, make sure I've burnished that there properly. Let's get my pokey tool, take that away. So we're going to first of all place that at the back. Done that a bit wonky, but never mind. Never mind. So we're just going to, I'm just doing this by eye, just in the middle section. So like so, and while that's down, I'm just going to again burnish that in, because I want that to go in all the ridges. But look at that, you can't even see, you can't see anything there, so it's nice and clear. You still see your whole backing. Now this bit here, you need to have your card so it's coming straight. So when I pop this forward, this will go forward, so it won't be like your usual card, but you want to know where you're going to put it. So make sure you know where you want to put your stopper. I've just got myself some already pre-made little flowers, which we're just going to pop on there, and I've also just put birthday wishes stamped on my sentiment, and then we're going to use our flowers as our stoppers. So I want it about there, so that's all you have to do is make sure you know where you're going to put it, and then what I then do is just move it so you've got it in the same position at the sides. It's not going to lay flat, but you want it so it lays at that same positioning, okay? And then all I'm going to do with that is take this up and then just take my little pieces of glue away. Oh,
That's a really clever way of using the acetate. I like that idea.
Yeah, I love using acetate in different ways because it has so many different uses, and it's just a really cool medium. And because you can't see it, it's like a magic card. So yeah, it's really, really nice medium. So just taking those bits of tape away, popping that down, and again, now that's in place, I can then go in and burnish that down like so. So you've almost got that sort of floating easel design that's on there. And all you need to do is, to make it go down, you just need to fold this piece forward, and then you've got your easel card that sits perfectly. But look at that, you've got nothing, you can't see it. Just amazing. Yeah. So we're just going to pop our little flowers onto here. And again, because I haven't got any glue gel, I forgot to get some, I'm just going to pop some little foam pads which will hold them in place, because I don't think, tacky glue will, but I think it would be better to have something 3D on them. So let's just place those onto there, which are going to act, I want to just bring that in a little bit more. We'll pop that one at the back, pop that last one on, like so. So let's just place that inside there. So that's going to act as my stopper at the back, just bend that in again. And then the last thing we want to do is just to pop a little sentiment on. There we go, pop that in there. So let's take the backing on. We're going to put our sentiment just up there because I don't want to hide too much of my design. And then I've just got one more little flower, which we're going to pop in that top corner just to finish that off. Again, you tell I've moved and sorted everything out because I've got all these little accessories that I've been finding. And then if I turn that round, look at that. I mean, you could do that in different colours. You could do it as a anniversary card, wedding cards, whatever the colours are. But I love that you've got that beautiful acetate background. Really pretty. Love that one.
I love that. The cream and the craft card is absolutely beautiful. It's so elegant.
Very elegant,
Very,
yes.
very nice. Oh, I love that. So that is your delicate lace creator card that we've got here today. So you've got 4 different dyes. You've got your tourlon lace, you've got your corded lace, you've got embroidered lace, and you've also got Leon lace there. £50 or $58, £40 or $46.40 is your platinum price. We also have some other deals for you on the show. These are your floral opaque pigment ink pads, 11 pieces in here, all those different colours, lots of sort of brights as well as sort of pastel colours there, £44 or $66, and platinum price is £35.20 or $52.80. The next thing we have for you is a blending collection. You've got your matte, you've got those blending sponges, you've got your rectangular blending brush, you've got your brayer, you've got your refills for your blending brush, and you've also got that little palette bowl as well. £24.50 or $38.50. Platinum price has gone. It's too late. It's too late. Never mind. We've got too many things. We've got heat-resistant acetate. We've got 3 packs here, £7.98 or $11.98. Platinum price is £6.38. That's a bargain. Or $9.58. We've got some photos. What is that? Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is Diana's dye storage folders. That is crazy.
Dye storage.
Dye storage. That's, how many did you say? 20? 20,
Oh, wow.
They've all been numbered. That is super organised.
Oh,
she
my
can't get any
goodness.
more in stock, so she's having to reorganise. I am impressed. That is pretty good
That
going.
is very
I'm
impressive.
very impressed with that. Wow. I love seeing people's organisational
Yeah,
bits
me
and pieces.
too.
You get
Send
great
in
ideas
more.
from that. Helen says she thinks the dye foliage was from vintage lace or vintage butterflies.
Lace, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes, vintage
Well, you
lace.
someone
I knew
would
it was
know.
vintage something or shabby chic something
Yeah.
or something of that line. Yes, absolutely.
Lillian says
vintage lace.
very nice. Lois says it's a very pretty card you've just made. And Robbie says, I love that card. Love the use of the cream and the craft card and acetate. It is so elegant. I love the idea of using acetate to create the back of that card. That's
Yeah,
really clever
absolutely. It's
idea.
got lots of uses. So
Debbie, you're
grab
full of
some.
good ideas.
I try. I try.
The next thing, you're going to do another demo, are you?
Yes, let me just get it out ready. Right. Oh, I know what I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
So I really like the idea of this. So first of all, let's bring this into play. So let me just grab these. So first of all, I've got some white cardstock and I've got that, this blue, I've got, what did I get it
that's
out of?
lovely.
Blue and blush. I think it was out of the blue and blush pad. But yes, it's pearlized, but there's lots, we do so much card now, you'll find a blue in there. The reason I was using blue is because I'm gonna make a box and I'm totally in love with the new Mediterranean.
Me too.
Yes, I love it. The paper pad is just beautiful. So I'm fiddling about here. So what I've done is I've took some pieces. We're going to make our box, and I've took some pieces. So first of all, I was only going to use the back side of this because it's this gorgeous tiled effect, and I thought the blue would look nice. But actually, the more I sort of went into demo, I thought I quite like having the oranges here. So first of all, let me give you my measurements for my box. So I've done this 8.5 by 7 inches, and then I've just scored in at 1 inch. Now on the base, I've used that 12 by 12 cardstock, and this time I've made this to 9 inches by 10.5 inches, but I've scored in at 2 inches.
Okay.
So what happens, when you're making a box where the lid is smaller than the base, because I want you to be able to see the navy rim around the edges, you just want to make sure that the inner part is the same. So the inner part of this would be let me just grab that. It would be 6.5, and then the outer part would be 5. And then you want that to be the same. So that's how you measure it. So that part I know would be, well, it'll be just slightly over. And then the inner part, let me just pop that one in, would be by, I don't know if I've done that right. Let's worry about it when it happens. But first of all, that's what we're doing. We're doing our box. But I've also found another really cool way to use that inner part of the die. So all I'm going to do is cut it out. You've already seen me cut one out of white before. I'm going to cut one out of blue and show you how that looks. And we're going to be using the beautiful oblong one. Let's grab that one. So that's our embroidered lace. So we're going to put that onto the side. And again, I don't need this bit in there. So we're just going to die cut this one out. And then I want to show you how we can make that look different as well. So let's pop that on there and run that one through, like so.
There's something lovely about that Mediterranean Dreams collection, isn't there? It
Yeah.
makes you feel like you're on holiday.
Yeah, it's really lovely. There's not a lot left of the collection. We do have some on tomorrow, I believe. But it's just absolutely stunning. Really stunning. Right, now I don't want to take this out the die, so before that falls out of the die, I'm actually going to use my die as a template to use my craft knife.
Okay.
Because when you're butting up against metal on metal, you can't make a mistake. So just be really careful. But all you're going to do is go down into your cardstock and literally, it's like scoring. So we're just going to go round. And we're just going to score those lines in, although we're cutting. Just make sure when you put it in, don't have a wobbly blade, put it right to the edge and make sure it's butted up against that side, and then you can't go wrong. And then I'd always do it twice to make sure if there's any little pieces that I've missed, they will cut that next time. And then we can take that one out. So let's take that out, look at this. Just beautiful. And then all I'm going to do is just make sure, just push that down into that groove, just to make sure you've got that edge bit cut. And also a great tip, make sure you've got a sharp knife as well. If you've got a blunt knife, all it's going to do is jagger some of your paper, because paper is quite fibrous, so it could jagger your edges. And just take that out. So you've got now a completely different frame.
Yeah.
So love that idea of doing that. Now what I've also done is took let's just clear my rubbish up.
You're a very clean and tidy crafter.
I'm a very clean and tidy crafter, yes. I don't like mess, Becky, not at all. I literally tidy up as I go along, always sweep at the end of the night. Yeah, don't like a mess. I just took that navy one. Oh, there it is. Right, so we've got our two navy ones. I've done exactly the same for the inside of this one. And the only reason I've done this is because I want to use them over each other. Now, yes, let's do our box first. So let's do my front of my box and decorate it. And then you can decide when you put them on whether you want to go with the white over the top and just have that navy coming through, or whether you want the navy over the top with the white coming through. I think either one is going to look beautiful, possibly the white on top. But let's glue this all together first. Yeah, I love the Mediterranean collection. I think it's something different. We haven't done something like that before. And the colours are just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
It just reminds me of that film, Mamma Mia. All the colours, because of the, so the blue sky, the white buildings.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so lovely. It's got a bit of a Moroccan feel to it, hasn't it,
Absolutely.
as well, with the tiles. Have you ever been to Morocco?
I haven't, and actually I was going to go with my Swedish friend. We were going to organise ourselves and go in May, and we ran out of time. But we might go later on in the year. But my other friends invited me to Hong Kong.
Oh.
So I'm quite excited about doing that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
When are you going there?
November is the plan. And Hong Kong's quite close to, there's a little island called Hainan. I say little island, it's not that little. And that's where my grandfather was born, so I'd quite like to go there.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be quite nice.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
It's
Ooh.
funny because I've got cousins that live over in Australia and New Zealand, and there's quite a lot of us. And it was only about a month and a half ago that one of us actually went to Hainan. None of us have ever been. never got round to it. And we took my cousin was there, and he took a photo of my granddad and he put him in the sand and took a couple of photos because we were saying our granddad finally made it home after
that's so
such a long time. Yeah.
Oh, that's really lovely. Is it your mum that's Chinese?
Yeah, my mum. So it'd be quite nice. It would be quite nice. It'd be lovely to go. Although he did say it's very touristy, Hainan, but very touristy for the Chinese rather than the Western tourists.
Yes.
So yeah, they did look at him as if he was, you know, very strange because they weren't used to seeing sort of Westerners there.
So that's our white on top, and then let's put the navy and see which one we like. So slightly offsetting that one. And that's the navy. I think the white, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely the white. So all we're going to do is get our scrap piece of card again. Oh, it's getting a bit sticky. And let's get our dotty tape pen. And apologies for using the dotty tape pen as they're out of stock. So if you haven't got any, get some. We've got some adhesive sheets on the website. You can die cut onto the adhesive sheets onto your cardstock. If you haven't, maybe you might have a Xyron machine, one of our larger Xyron machines. Run it through there, and then you can create them all into stickers. And if all else fails, because it's quite a big die cut, I would recommend, if you're using tacky glue, either use your precision bottle and put little dabs of it around so it's not all over, or just spread some of your tacky glue onto your mat and dip it in.
Yeah.
And then that way it will do the same thing. So there's always means and ways around things. So we're slightly offsetting this all the way round, like so, just so we've got a touch of that navy coming through. That just gives us so much more height and definition and just makes it look really pretty. And then just be really careful when you're burnishing this down because you've got really tiny die cuts in here. Such a beautiful design. Do you know what always gets to me, Becky? It's not gets to me, but makes me like in awe of our team, our design team, is that none of these designs I've seen before. They're different looks every single time, and I think that is just really out there for the design team. It's amazing. Right, before I do anything else, do you want to do something else? I'm going to bring this away. Now, I don't know if you ever see it, we brought out a tag punch, the tag punch. I'm not sure if we've still got them online. You might have them at home, but it makes different size tags. This is the largest tag. I think it was 2.5 inches. Yep, 2.5 inches. So I've just cut one out in white, and then I've cut one out in the orange that come with the Mediterranean, so it matches. But I found that this fits perfectly with the midsection. Oh. So, yes, I know. How amazing is that? So you can now, they're out of stock, so apologies. But if you've got one, they fit perfectly with this one. And if you go through the middle, it cuts the most amazing design. So all we're going to do is we're going to pop that into that midsection. I am going to put a bit of tape on there so it doesn't move. But I'm also just going to put it on my top just to take a little bit of sticky off. Because I just don't want that to stick too much to our tag. So just at the top there, and then we'll run that through our machine. But I love that. I thought, oh, we can, I wonder if that tag will go. We could have a tag that matches our frame on our box, and then it gives us that additional element, which is really, really pretty. So running that one through. And just be really careful because, again, you don't want your cardstock to tear. So let's bring that one in, just give that a little tap, and then gently, very gently, take that away, and then just take that little bit of tape off. Look at that.
Well, that's gorgeous.
It's so pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know you're all going to be doing that now. You're going to be getting that tag punch out, having your decorative tags. And then you're probably thinking, but I can't write on that tag, Debbie. That's why I created another one, because then you pop that together and then you've got your back where you can write on the back of your tag. So let's stick that one together. Again, using our dotty tape pen, let's just stick all of these ones in. So I'm making sure I'm filling all of those beautiful elements there. So we know that that's going to stick on our tag. There we go. Pull that one up. very gently, and then we're just going to line that up with our die. So because it's exactly the same size, you can make your tags as long or short as you want to, because it only cuts the top of your tag out. Just very gently placing that over there, and then let's turn that over again, burnish that one down, and then you've got your perfect tag, like so. And then all we're going to do with that, I've got a little bit of ribbon, so I've got some navy ribbon. Let's place that onto our tag, like so. Pull that up. There we go. And then all I've done is, so now this is another clever way of using it. When you cut out that middle section, cut that out again, out of there. Cut that out of that middle, and that's the one that come out of your middle section of your navy one, so out of there, that blue. Cut that out again in the blue, you get then these swirls, Becky. And then I've just popped these through my Xyron, which means I can now paper piece back in. So let's pop that one in there. So effective, isn't it?
That looks so good.
Oh, it must be good. Charlotte said it's cool. I never hear Charlotte say something's cool. I'm impressed. I've impressed Charlotte. My job is done. Let's pop that back in like that. And then we're doing the other one there. Oh, just took my send in love. Another sentiment I use all the time is that send in love. I absolutely love it. So we're just going to pop that back in like so. So now we can start making all our individual tags, personalise them, pop our sentiment on there. I'm going to place that right down the bottom of that tag like so, and turn that over and just burnish it all down so you know that nothing is going to come away. So now we've got our tag, and we're going to just place all this together. So let's pop that on the top. Again, let's bring these out. I feel like I've put that in the wrong place. I should have put it up a bit. I feel like I've put it too low, but never mind, you'll forgive me for that.
When you're sort of using your paper piecing those different kind of swirls in it, it reminds me of that Paisley paper pad we had. Remember that one with the really
that was
big
a nice,
Paisley?
yeah, the, can't think what it was called, something Paisleys, but I can't think what it was called.
I do like a bit Paisley.
Me too. Yeah, it's amazing. And also what I do want to do, I don't like that I've done that, so I need to get rid of some of that white space. This is me being really like fussy, and I didn't do myself a finished one, so I didn't have a lot of time with my prep. So I'm just going to pop that in there like so, and then just make that a little bit shorter. And then, there we go, like that. Cut that one off. That hopefully gives me, oh, it might not. I might not be able to make a bow with that. I don't think I'm going to be able to make a bow with that. No, probably done it too short, but never mind, never mind. Let's pop this on. If I had my little bow maker, I'd be all right. But I haven't got my little bow maker.
Is that the bow maker on the
you could do it with that, actually. Yeah, you could do it with that. I don't know, but there's not one down here.
Some people do them with forks, don't they?
Yeah, people do them with forks, don't they? Afro combs.
Yep. Chopsticks.
But, chopsticks. Do you do it with chopsticks?
No, I can never make a bow, to be honest. I really struggle to make a half decent bow.
Becky, you'll be proud of me. Since I've been away, I've learned to use chopsticks.
Really?
Yes,
well,
and I can.
You'd have to, I suppose, where you were.
I can do it. I'm like so tough with myself, and now I keep thinking, after all that time, I can now do it, and I never could do it before. So love that.
So while you were away, we tried to break a world record, and we almost did it. It was the most amounts of chopsticks you could eat. Most amount of chocolate Smarties, wasn't it? Or yeah, Smarties you could eat with chopsticks in a minute whilst blindfolded.
Oh wow!
And I think that there was a world record, something like 25, and I think we did 22.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
And I think I should practice and then get Norris McWhirter, although he doesn't exist anymore, but get someone from Record Breakers to come in and watch us do record breaking.
That's brilliant.
And we found all sorts of really weird and wonderful records to break. What were there? There were things like how many socks you can fit on a foot in 1 minute.
How many
Socks you can fit on your foot in one minute.
socks? That's hard.
Yeah.
I suppose it's all right if you've got big sizes, like start off little.
I think you need to start off with dainty feet. What else was there? Oh, how many t-shirts you can put on in a minute. Tallest toilet paper tower. There were all sorts of weird and wonderful ones to do. I do still want to have a go with the one how many Ferrero Rochers you can eat in 1 minute, because I reckon I could win that. I think it's something like, I think it's how many you can eat, how long it takes you to eat 15. I think it's something like that. Yeah, because it's not very many, it's not long, it's quite a long time really for eating 15. I reckon I can practice. And well, we also had a little competition to see how many Jaffa cakes we could fit in our mouths in one go. That's not a world record.
I love Jaffa cakes. Love them.
I like a Jaffa cake.
Right, I'm going to attempt to make a ribbon in a little while, but there you go. There's our box with our tag and our beautiful die cut. And there we go. And my box fitted, so we're all good.
That is absolutely beautiful. And how different using those dies with that Mediterranean dreams. It looks totally different. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
Debbie,
beautiful.
you make such lovely things.
Oh, thank you.
Really enjoying all of these. So these are your delicate lace creator cards. So we've got 4 different ones. You've got your Turon, I have to look it up. It's torchon lace, your corded lace, your embroidered lace, and your Leon lace. Really beautiful dies there. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to put my teeth back in so I can speak properly, and we'll see you in a couple of moments.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part, and it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family.
I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people, not just here at Crafts Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's all about, this show is all about the Delicate Lace creator cards, and later on it's all about penguins. Couldn't be in a better place. These dies are absolutely stunning. You've seen some amazing demos that Debbie's made with these. They are absolutely beautiful. You've got 2 dies in each set, one to do the inside part of the card, one to do the outside. They are very, very intricate, these dies here. You have here, the first one I'm going to show you is your torchon lace. I have to keep looking at it. Torchon lace is made in Europe, often in Holland, and it's done with those little bobbins when you see people. I did a Google this morning. Actually, I have done torchon lace, and I have done very many years ago. You have it like on a dome, and you use the bobbins to make these sort of almost like little knots, and then you use little pins to put them in place to get that kind of design. So very intricate, like really sort of traditional kind of hand done lace. The next one is your corded lace. I didn't Google this one, but it does look like it's made from cords that are tied together. Very pretty, this beautiful kind of oval shape here. It's lovely. This next one is your embroidered lace. A little bit like the embroidery that they did for Princess of Wales's wedding dress. That was all embroidered veil, wasn't it? And I do know that because my mum's part of the embroidery guild that made that. Yeah. And then, do you not all have family lace that you wear? Always wear a little bit of family lace?
No, Becky, only posh birds have family lace.
Do you family lace? You know, lace has been passed down through the ages. No, I don't have any
My
family
lace. Could never afford lace,
I don't have any family lace at all. Leon lace. These could be your family lace. You could be passing these dies down to your grandchildren. They are absolutely timeless, beautiful designs. £50 or $58. Your platinum price is £40 or $46.40 for those. Now, if you wanted to go for these and you also wanted to go for the Showstopper deal, it includes a bag of goodies, which we've got here. Lots of different things in here. Obviously, you're not going to get the bag, but there's all sorts of dies and stamps in there, which I'll show you a little bit later. But that is another option for you if you wanted to go for that goodie bag. Do remember we've got double points on everything this weekend, and we are also offering you special deal for free gifts if you spend over £10, $10 or €10. Your free gift is a Dragonfly's Edgeable. You can just see there. Yeah, I'm really glad no one said to your left or your right, because that would have flummoxed me, because I've got no idea. I would have had to have gone like this. Woo! So you're going to get your free gift there. But do remember, double points on everything, and we've also got lots of lines under the clearance section of the website. So make sure, if you're thinking about buying something, make sure you have a look there just to see if we've got it on a really super good deal for you this weekend. Other items we've got for you is our Weekend Wonder. This is our Weekend Wonder deal. You have got in here some red luxury cardstock. So you've got the encapsulated glitter card up here. You've got some mirrored card as well, and you've also got some satin mirrored card. So if I just move it like that, you can see all those beautiful colours in there. Really useful for all sorts of different makes. And the encapsulated cardstock, you're not going to lose any glitter, so you're not going to find you've got glitter all over your face and then you look like you've just come from a party in the 90s. So that is one option for you. You also got your Precious Metals Centura Pearl cardstock. These colours are stunning. These are such rich, glossy kind of colours here. As with all the Centura Pearl, you've got that wonderful sheen, but these have got all those different kind of metallic colours, bright golds, dark golds, copper colours as well in there. You've also got a pack of 20 sheets of your A3 Centura Pearl in the pastels. So you've got pinks, moving into lilacs, yellows, almost like a dark, that's like sort of like a really rich vanilla ice cream kind of colour there, bright blues, and also sort of a very pale green in there as well. And then finally, you've got this amazing luxury mirrored card. You saw this earlier on today. This is absolutely stunning. You've got incredible colours in here. So this is lots of different patterns as well as all of those different colours in there. Useful for all different types of makes. You know, I often think of mirror cardstock as just being something that you use in the Christmas time. Look at that one with almost like a paisley. It does, like a damask
It's like
kind of colour.
wallpaper, isn't it? Like the most opulent, beautiful wallpaper.
Yeah, it is absolutely stunning. And you've got some beautiful little sort of polka dot designs. Look at that one. Look at that, like lace effect. That'd work really well with those lace dyes that we've got today. But that beautiful butterfly with the blue and the, can you see the colours? Absolutely stunning, as well as some sort of polka dots ones in there and little hearts. So really well worth having. £45 or $55 for all of that, or £36 and $44. And remember, you're going to be getting your double points as well. Lots of people loving what you made. Robbie said, I hadn't thought about paper piecing back in, and that's absolutely gorgeous. Charlotte Everett says, I love how you can use these dyes with all the other collections. We try and make sure that you can use them in multiple different ways, don't we?
Yes.
Hannah Gosling said it was so clever, beautiful box. Robbie said it's going to be hard to choose just one demo for the show. I think you're absolutely right. Cindy has a question.
Yes.
Excuse me. That wasn't a question. Can someone please tell me which plates to use for multimedia dyes?
What, sorry?
Plates to use.
Plates
I'm going to have to have a little bit of a cough. Excuse me.
So let's pretend our torchon dye is multimedia. Multimedia dyes are thicker, which means you don't need all your plate combinations. So you would need your base cutting mat, you would then need your piece of card, so whatever you're popping down, so you put your piece of card, you put your dye, and then you would take out your metal, your magnetic shim. So it would just be your plastic and your top and pop them through, and that's all you need to cut out your mixed media. If you did find that you wanted to go through, let's say, multiple layers of material, heavy felt, anything like that, mount boards, you might need to add in your metal shim. Now, your metal shim can be added in at any point because it is just a shim, but what we all say is it's always good to place it so you have your cutting mat, then your metal shim, and then you place your dyes on top of that because you're cutting metal into metal, and that will help with the cut. But also, depending on what you are cutting, Becky, you'll tell people we do the mix, yes, which are amazing, aren't they?
They are amazing, and in actual fact, I've said before, I don't use the other plates, even when I'm doing paper craft. I tend to use my fabric plates a lot because they're much thicker. I think we've got them over there, haven't we?
We have got them down here.
They're much thicker than the metal shim, and you just use those. You put your dye and your fabric in between.
And
those.
the difference in them, I mean, this isn't a big deal, even though we've got cuts into here. You can still use this multiple ties, but these ones, you can see how faint the lines are in there. They're amazing, these are, aren't they?
They are really good. I wouldn't be without them, I have to be honest.
I think I need to invest in some of those then. And is that a different combination with your plates?
No, just use those outer plates, so whether you're using your Gemini 2 and using those white plates, or you're using the clear ones in the original Gemini, and you just use those to replace the middle. Basically, that's all you use.
Amazing.
So I only use 4 plates when I'm cutting fabric.
Oh, I see. Right, so you're taking out your magnetic and your plastic shim.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Right, now we're going to use that. So the last one we haven't used yet is that torchon lace. So we're going to place that. Let me just turn my plates, cut that dye out of our cardstock. So I've just got some white multi-purpose cardstock. So we're going to place that onto there and then run that through. So just send that through your machine, let that do all the work. Oh, we've got the middle dye. I didn't put the middle dye on. Not that that's a problem because we'll just put it through afterwards. Little tip if you didn't hear me say this morning, because I'm always getting my dye shim that the dyes come on, that hold your dyes into place. I always then pop them to the side and then my papers get stuck on it. So I always place it just behind my packaging because it doesn't rip your packaging, stays there till you need it to put your dyes back on.
Why did I not know that? Now, all of my dyes that I use are covered in bits of paper, covered in bits of fabric, because I'll put things on, I get bits of paper caught on them. I wish I'd known that. I'm embarrassed.
Learnt to do it. It's not that long ago, and I was like, oh, why did I never think of that before? Look how beautiful that die is. I mean, not only is that a beautiful doily die, in fact, do you know what? I am going to do a technique where we ink, so we're going to pop the ink round it. But if you was to ink the whole of this die and triple emboss it, you've got a table mat, a coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Look amazing. Like, look really amazing. Your drinks coasters. You could do it for your wedding parties, couldn't you? Your baby showers, do them in that colour and have little coasters around, all in like your blues, pinks or lemons, whatever you want to do. Right, now all I'm going to do then, I was going to do it all in one go, but it doesn't really matter. Let's pop that on the inside. So I'm going to take my low-tack tape. And in fact, I'm just going to have 2 smaller pieces. I don't want too much tape because I don't want that to impact on my die cut. So we're just going to bring that round, find the natural positioning, which I think is just there. Nope, let's turn that round a bit more. Do that on there. That's it, that looks better. And then we're just going to pop, just so I've got a little bit holding on to that side. Just like so, and then run that one through as well. So you can do it together, you can do it apart. So we've shown both now. I think do what's best for you, do what suits you. If you don't mind putting them through at the same time, then do that. If you want to do them separately, also do that as well. So let's bring that one out and have a look at this beautiful die, because it truly is gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, it really is. They're all stunning. They're all stunning. And normally, I'm the one that will always say, they always say you can't have favourites, but I'm like, well, actually, I think you can have favourites. I think everyone's entitled to sort of like something a little bit more. But I have to be honest, I would find it really hard to choose between these, because I think they are all absolutely stunning. Now, what I am going to do, I'm bringing that pink, been a bit of a pink girl today, haven't I? Pink and blues and craft card. All we're going to do is we're going to come in. You could use this as a stencil. If you did that, you wouldn't waste any of your ink. But I'm not too worrying about it. I'm going to go right up to that middle section. I'm making sure that I put plenty of ink on because what I want to do is heat emboss that and have this beautiful sort of bright pink edge, but has that shine to it as well. So it just makes it that little bit different to your other die cuts.
Now that's something I haven't done, heat embossing.
Oh, Becky.
I'm always fascinated when people do it, because I think it just looks amazing.
I would heat, if I had a choice, I'd heat emboss everything. Literally, I'm not even kidding.
Al, the kids, grandchildren.
Yeah, absolutely. I would triple emboss everything. I love it. It's it's the thing that got me into, and I'm sure lots of you will know, will have done this as well. Years and years ago, in the days of Dawn Bibby on QVC, it was Dawn that got me into heat embossing. And I remember it was really funny because I don't know why or how they sold it, but Argos sold heat embossing kits. So you could buy, so I remember the kit, I had a heat emboss tool, I had a gold, a silver, and a bronze gilding powder, and a sticky ink pad. And I remember going to Argos, like Google, what's in Google? I don't think we had Google then, probably at the time. No. But I remember finding out that Argos had them in their catalogue, went down, got them, and I've just been hooked ever since then. I just love heat embossing. I think it's a really beautiful way to add the most amazing detail, and it just looks cool every single time. What I do love now is the fact that we can have this heat embossing, need a piece of card to do it. We can have our heat embossing with only using clear embossing powder now, and I think that's really, I'm trying not to, I don't want any bits, I'm trying not to have all these bits, only because all these little die cut bits will go back in your pot otherwise from your powder. So all I'm going to do is sprinkle over the top, like so. You can see I've been very careful not to handle where it's inked, because I don't want sort of splodges at all or it not to catch on there. So we're just making sure all that is covered. Just shake that away. And again, I'm just grabbing from the inside tap that a little bit, and then I'm going to bring that onto another sheet. Now I'm going to keep that because we're going to emboss it a couple of times. So first of all, let's bring in our heat tool. And again, if you've, oh, someone's unplugged me. Well, actually, it was probably unplugged last night and I've just not plugged it back in. So let's plug that back in. Becky wasn't here last night, so I can't really blame Becky.
In the break, yeah, that's what I was doing. I wasn't eating cake and drinking tea in the break. I was actually secretly unplugging everything in the studio.
Your cakes were delicious today,
oh, they were
Becky.
Great cakes.
Very
really
nice.
Good cakes.
So Becky, being the posh bird in the building, she says, would anybody like a cake fork? I didn't even know there was such thing as a cake fork. I just take the bottom off the cupcake and squidge it on the top, and then I've got a cake sandwich.
That's what Anne Hathaway does, doesn't she?
That's who?
Anne Hathaway.
Oh, does she?
That's how she eats cupcakes, yeah. Because then you don't... So sometimes you eat a cupcake like a whole and you get the frosting up your nose. But by squishing it and making it into a sandwich, you don't get any frosting up your nose.
Well, I'm not claiming to come up with it first because I got mine from Holly Willoughby many years ago.
Oh, maybe it was Holly. Maybe I'm confusing Holly Willoughby with Anne Hathaway. It's a very easy mistake to make. One of them is an international.
That's genius. That's absolutely genius.
It's a really good idea.
Now, what you've seen me do, I've done half of that, Becky, because it's a big die. So what's going to happen? You're going to not get it so hot on one side. So I'm doing one side at a time. So I'm just making sure I'm heating that up, getting it hot, and that's why I'm just doing what I'm doing here, because it just then catches back on. So you've got some extra of your...
You're treating it like a Dorito and scooping up that cheesy sauce.
A cheetah sauce?
No, you're scooping up like a cheesy sauce.
Oh, a cheesy sauce.
Aren't you? You know, you're doing... That's the Dorito cheesy sauce. Do you not think? Is it just me that thinks that way?
Yeah, no, it's just you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, have it next to you, and yeah, I've never had cheesy sauce with my Doritos.
Oh,
what am I gonna do? I feel like I'm missing out.
You are. No cake forks and no Dorito with cheesy sauce. I know what I'm getting you as a housewarming present.
Right, this will do. Our last one, and we've got this amazing, and I really mean amazing, tiled, beautiful doily. Right, so while that's just cooling down, let's grab my pot and pop that back in so we catch all of our workings.
So a little pot's going to last you a long time.
Do you know what, Becky? This pot has been going since we were in the little shed.
Oh, really?
When we were filming out there. Yeah, it wasn't really a shed, by the way, but it was a small building. Yeah, so in building 3, and it's only half gone.
Wow.
So lasted a long time. Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Yes, we have done some ourselves over the time, but the clear embossing powder is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right, let me just clear all of that up so that's all tidy. And then bring that back in. So I'm just going to grab a piece of kitchen towel so I can just mop up where it's all wet. Bring this in. In fact, if I hold it to, oh, Charlotte's going to do it that way, but look how beautiful this is. I'm not sure if we can look.
That looks incredible.
It's so amazing. Look at that. Yes, Charlotte is the amazing. Look. Oh, yes. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, you'll be doing that with all of yours. I'm just going to make sure that we've taken out all of our little pieces. So just to make sure none of them are showing through.
And you just have to make sure you use the right kind of ink pad with that one. Is that right?
Yeah,
use a quick dry.
Yeah, I've used the pigment ink pad. You can use any of the colours, or if you want to do it and you want to do it with your embossing pads, you just use what are translucent ink, clear ink, and then you can put like gold embossing powder on it, whatever colour you've got, silver, bronze, white, black, whatever embossing powder. But if you do the pigment ink pads, then it just shows that beautiful colour through, which is amazing. Right now, we launched some new paper pads the other day, which I have absolutely fallen in love with. They are beautiful. It's the Colours of Summer paper pads, and they are amazing. So we've got one that has this amazing floral arrangement in all of them in different colours, and then you've got all the plain colours in another pad that matches them. Becky, you need them in your life.
Okay, I'm going to have to make a little order in between shows.
You definitely need them in your life. They are beautiful, so beautiful. So I've just used some of these to pop on my cardstock, mat and layer, and again I'm being wasteful, gut this out, so be more frugal with your papers, just so you get to use them a little bit more. Let's pop all these in like so, and then we're just going to finish with putting this topper on the front. And all I've done, just in one of my stash at home, I've got the Relax and Be Happy. So we're going to use this to go on the front of our card like so. Now if you wanted to, I've got another one here, so let me just back it onto each other, because, and the reason being is because, in fact, let's just do the back of this one. The reason being is, I don't want to use that, I'll get that everywhere. Finding a scrap piece of card, running out my scrap pieces, that will do. Oh, look what I've just found. My blue bow. I did have a blue bow. I'm going to pop that on before the end of the show. Right, so what I'm going to do with this one is use that dotty tape pen. So let's come around there, like so. Just making sure, fill all those gaps. And the reason being is because I've heat embossed it. It wasn't what I'd planned to do actually, but then I thought actually it would look lovely heat embossed. So we're going to place that onto our side piece like so. Is that going to fit perfectly? And then just move that a little bit. There we go. And that's going to just give a little bit of rigidity to my topper, because I want the topper just to be on its own. So half of it is not going to be on there, and what that's going to do is just straighten that out. So that gives me a bit of rigidity and actually makes it even better into a table mat, doesn't it? A little coaster. And then we're just going to place this on the front. So all I'm going to do is use, again, using those dots, coming down that side, right from the top there, and then we can just pop them, just making sure I've done that the right way. There we go. Right in that centre, like so. And again, just use that scoring tool to score down that way, making sure all those adhesive dots go into place. And then we're going to pop that in the centre, like so. So relax and be happy. And then all I've got, we're just going to add a few little gems on. So let's just pop those on. One there and one on our top corner. There we go. And there we go, look at that for a cheerful card, using those doilies as just that topper, which look absolutely beautiful.
I love. Beautiful, very, very nice. Right, we're going to get the votes going for a demo of the show. We have got lots of people messaging and asking a few questions, but Valerie says, I wish I could not love everything that Crafters puts out. Yeah, we're sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. Debbie, Becky, dazzling us with lace, says Gilmore. Kathy says, hello from Ontario, I'm late to the party, but I just wanted to say to Becky that jade green is your colour. Oh, thank you very much. I do quite like this colour.
Do you know what? I think every colour's your colour, Becky.
Is it?
You're one, yes, you're one of these people. So what do you say, you've got a yellow undertone? Because any colour, you had bright orange on yesterday. Couldn't be more different from your jade. Yeah. And orange was your colour yesterday.
I do love a bit of orange. I like a lot of bright colours.
Yeah, I think you're a person that just rocks every colour. Oh. She's just a rocking person.
Oh. Kate says, my heat tool, after using it for a while like this, won't work. It feels like it's overheated and needs like 30 minutes to cool down. Is that normal?
Oh, I have no idea. I would contact customer service.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Kathleen says, why did you cut it twice and not cut both out together?
No, only because I forgot to put it in.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Simple
But
as that.
actually, a lot of people aren't confident with putting 2 dies in together,
Yeah.
Becky. So it just shows you if you want to do one at a time, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to do them together, yes, do them together. I just forgot to put it in, Becky. Was it Becky, did you say?
No, it was Kathleen.
Kathy, sorry.
Makes no, I mean, the time it takes for it to run through the machine, it's
No
moments,
time at
isn't
all, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
absolute moments. Okay, have you got all your makes ready?
Yes.
It's going to be a tricky one.
I know, it
You
is
made
going to
a
be a
lot
tricky
today.
one, and there is a lot, yes. So, oh, and the box as well. So
We don't actually have a
sorry,
table big
Charlotte,
enough.
we're putting Charlotte to work today. I mean, they're all beautiful cars. They're all very pretty. I absolutely love them. So our first make was our little one here, which creates that main card blank. So that's number 1. Number 2 was our stenciled through one. Number 3 was the one where we used that stenciled through one. So number 3. Number 4 was our little easel card. Number 5 was our box. And number 6 was our Heat and Boss little doily die.
Wow.
So we recap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6.
Excellent.
Get voting.
Lovely. Now, loads of people loving the card. Lois says, beautiful card, so pretty in the pink. And Teresa, fabulous card. Joe says, gorgeous card, Debbie. Jean says, lovely card. Rosalind says, the metallic ink pads emboss well too. So I haven't tried that with the metallic. I've got some of those at home. I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to give it a whirl, definitely. These are all those demos that you've seen today being made with a delicate lace creator card. Now we've got them available as just the group of 4 dies, but we've also got them as a showstopper with not just all of those dies, but also with the goodie bag. So I'll show you what you're going to get in the goodie bag because there's quite a lot in here. The first thing you're going to be getting is this happy birthday in the sort of balloon effect stamp and die set. Next one is your Just to Say. Then we've got Friend stamp and die set as well, gives you that sort of 3D effect. Then we've got 2 dies from the Say It With Flowers. The first one is Dearest Friend, and the next one is Happy Birthday. So those are really sort of intricate dies. And then we've got a collection of your chalkboard dies here. So this one is, you don't have to be perfect to be amazing, but I am. Laughter is the best medicine. That is really true. Next one is May You Forever Be Blessed. Then we have Do More of What Makes You Happy. And the final one is the greatest thing you can be is yourself. Then we also have 2 sets of tiny, tiny dies, which are really cute. This first one is Just For You. Then we have the little fairy with some sparkles. We have Best Wishes. We have the New Home one, which is really cute with the little keys. And then finally, we have that gorgeous one, my absolute favourite, this one, with that Monstera leaf and those plants there. And the showstopper with all of this in the bag, as well as those collection of 4 dies, is £80 or $100. And the platinum price is £64 or $80. Lots of people say it's going to be really difficult to choose. They're all so elegant. I think they're all so diverse. There's so many different things that you've shown us on there.
Absolutely.
Particularly like that enameling going on there, that embossing. That's my favourite. Just putting that out there for you. I do have to say happy birthday to a couple of people, because it is Sandra Dundas' birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday. We don't know if you're going to be watching, but also there was someone else down here. I'm just scrolling through to try and find where you are. Philip, I think. Philip.
Happy birthday, Philip.
I think it was Philip. It's his birthday tomorrow as well. I'm just trying to find it. I can't quite see it. I'll look for it properly in a moment. But yeah, lots of people having birthdays. Yes, it is Phil's. Lots of people having birthdays this time of year. It's the most wonderful time of the year, June. Particularly good when you were a child, because when you would get you'd get the Argos catalogue at Christmas time and go through it with all the things
that
you
was
wanted
the
for
best
Christmas.
thing, wasn't it?
But being birthdays in June, it's 6 months until the next load of presents, so it was really quite handy. Still haven't got an answer for what that's going to be. Next, later on, we've got a first look at the Penguin Stamps and Mini Memories albums, which I'm really looking forward to because I've not seen the Mini Memories albums. And obviously, as you saw from the earlier show, I am totally in love with those little penguins. They are the cutest things you've ever seen. Right, we have a winner.
Oh, dun dun dun.
Which one did you think was going to be the winner?
I think 5 or 2.
Okay, what are we saying in the gallery? 5. You're all wrong. It's number 4.
Oh, the one before. Put them all away.
Was 4 the...
Oh, the acetate one.
No, I think 4 was the box, wasn't it?
No, 5 was the box.
4 was the acetate then, yeah.
Well, I am genuinely shocked about... Oh, don't want that one. Shocked about that.
But lovely use of colours and being able to use the acetate in a different way.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 was the acetate. This one here, yes.
Well done, Debbie. They're all gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
I like them all. The one at the very end is really nice. I might have to go into my bag because I might need that one. Yeah, number 4 was the acetate card. That's brilliant. Great. Well, remember, we've got special deals for you. There's double points on everything at the moment, so take full advantage of that. There's also a free gift if you spend over £10, $10 or €10, and you'll get that beautiful dragonfly edgeable die. And obviously everything that you buy over today, you get those double points on. So do remember to have a look at that clearance section and the warehouse clearance section. There may be things in there that you haven't seen before or haven't noticed. There might be things that I think that the warehouse probably found some things when they were doing their clear out and thought, oh, hold on a minute, these things we thought maybe had sold out, we've actually got it. So if there was something that you missed out on, definitely have a look in there just in case it happens to be back in stock in very small quantities, and take full advantage of that. As I say, we've got first look later on with those penguin stamps and the mini memories. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of those and seeing what we're going to be making with those. We've got but myself and Debbie for the next show as well, and we're both going to be here tomorrow. So as we said before, if you've got any questions or any ideas about things you want to tell us about, I've got new shows happening in a couple of months' time, or in July, with these sewing craft-alongs. So if you've got any ideas about sewing craft-alongs, do let me know, because I am coming up with some ideas, but it's always handy to hear what you want to see from us as well. And do let us know if you've got any questions about any of the products you're going to see today, or indeed any of the other products that you may already have in your stash that you're a little bit reluctant to have a go with because you're a bit nervous and you've forgotten quite how to use them. We are here to help. Right, we're going to have a break. I'm going to go and tidy up all the stuff that I didn't tidy up yesterday, because I think Jake is getting a little bit uncomfortable with how much rubbish is over outside. And I know Debbie likes to tidy up, so I might get her to come and help me. We will see you in a couple of hours. See you later.